think we are live. All right. Let's do some tagging really quick, and then we will get to it. Let's go to my page. Uh, Michael, how's it going? Just give me 1 second here. I'm just going to be doing some tagging really quick, and then we'll get started on this. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody separate that I can just say, "Hey, can you do this tagging for me while I do this live video?" That's not how it works, unfortunately. Let's see, where is? I don't know why it's doing that, why it's tagging like that, but okay. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Hope you okay. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I just didn't do my hair today. It's lazy Sunday. That's basically what it is. So, but yeah, we're gonna be tagging as many people as we possibly can. Okay, I think we are good. Let's see if I can copy this out really quick. Copy it. And let's go to BIQU. Hey, how's it going, guys? What's up, non-fam? If you guys can, go ahead and share this out. We're triple streaming, actually. So we're streaming from the YouTubes, my Facebook page, and my Facebook group as well. So if you guys go ahead and share this out to everybody that you possibly can, that would be awesome. Groups. Oops. Okay, I think we're good now. Let me just post this up to the page here, so we can have this as an announcement. What's up, Spring? And that way we can get this ready to rock and roll. Okay, we are all good now. All right, guys. The pick what I made came out nice, only bend a little bit. Have idea to fix the problem. Cool. Andrew S., I'm doing good, and you, sir? Tweeted and shared on Facebook. Awesome. I'll be honest, Twitter, I think I have like 20 followers on and have for, last 5 to 10 years. But anyway, this is the new BIQU B1 SE Plus. It's a mouthful. As you guys may or may not have seen, Joel Telling just did his unboxing last week. We had gotten our printer the day that he did his unboxing. So I've had it for a little bit now, and we were just kind of trying to set up and get everything ready. So for anybody that's watching, you guys can go ahead and purchase this printer if you guys are interested. There are links in the description below on the YouTube, on the Facebook, wherever it is. So, if you guys are interested in purchasing it, I do have affiliate links, and they are offering a discount if you buy 2 extra glass beds with it. They will give you a $50 off. And, there is a $50 coupon already on the printer. So it's going to take it from $350 to $300 for this machine. Now, I will say that the build volume is pretty impressive for that price range. For $300, you get a 310 by 310 by 340 build volume. So let's take a look at it and see how good this thing is. It's kind of perfect timing because I just had somebody reach out to me and ask if I can do a helmet print. And I was like, well, I don't have a big printer. I have big printers in the back. I just don't have them unboxed. And just so happened to pop up just in time to where I needed to do this. So huge for that price. Absolutely huge. All right, we're going to try and do this. I don't know how well this is going to go. This is going to be interesting. I think we're going to have to move this to the chair. There we go. That's a little more comforting. Ooh, got some extra tape. Keep it down. That's something I have never seen before. 4 hours is not too much. 8 hours. Oh, 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, I usually run at about 5 hours of sleep. That's usually like my good 5 or 6. So packaged pretty well. We got our user manual, which looks really, really nice and professional. It's got some nice texturing on the code, or on the code, on the booklet. After sales service card. Let's all be honest, that's kind of useless. So they do provide a little bit of filament. That's probably not going to really get us anywhere, as it normally doesn't for most machines. We have our bag with our clippers. These seem to be the new standard blue-handled clippers that everybody provides. We do have a pair of tweezers that they give with us. And then just basically our Allen keys, our wrenches, and everything to get us started. We have our really, cheap USB drive, USB full-size adapter, plus a micro SD card that is a 2 gigabyte as well. So yeah, just your standard stuff that you get with most of the printers. We have our glass bed that is packed very, very nicely. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of these styles of beds. They usually don't stick or do adherence very well. Yeah, and this is the older style, so we'll see about that. I have my my trusty Rave over there if all else fails, so it won't be a huge disaster. So let's try and pull this printer out if we can. So we have a full upright piece. Pretty much all together. It is a single Z. So as you guys can see, that's a single Z right there. So I'm a little concerned already for that. Let's see what else we got here. We have our base. I'll show that off in a second here. Just want to get everything all situated. I don't know what that is. We'll find out. Power cord, filament stand, our hot end with, I believe, knockoff Capricorn tubing. That I hope is not going to be an issue to take off. They plastic wrapped the Bowden tube. Not sure why they did that, but we'll get to that. A nice handled scraper. The only problem is it's the straight edge, so there's no edging or plating on it. So it's a straight edge. Spool holder. Let's see. Our screw set. Looks like bed clips. That's cool. Those are nicer ones. Typical rubber ducky. I'm sure my daughter will have that gone by tomorrow, by the time she wakes up, because she stole my last two that I had. All right, let's go ahead and get this stuff up out of the way. Okay, so now we can get into setting up this bad boy. Let's check in on the setup here. Sorry, whoever's messaging from Facebook. I don't really see who your name is because there's a little link that you got to click on. So anybody that's in there, just you have to click on that link to accept StreamYard to be okay and just show your name. That's more or less what it is. So let's see here. Just open it up and check the negative wire. Christy Fab found his was loose, looked tight. Okay, on the PSU. Good to know. So maybe we'll dive into it right away and just double check that. They are going to release a second Z kit in the future. Good to know. I did not know that it was a single Z. I just briefly watched Joel's stream, so I didn't really see him set them up. I just saw it at the point where he was printing at that time, so I wasn't really paying attention. So, but this is just your basic setup that most printers have nowadays. This is a solid base with everything integrated inside of it. So you have your board, your PSU with your fan, and that's pretty much about it. Looks like we're set for US power already. I do see some extra thermal protection on the bed to make sure that it stays heated very well. So that's kind of nice to see. That's not something you usually see on printers nowadays. I guess we're going to have to open that up. But so far, belts seem, they seem okay. They're not terribly loose. So we do have the ability to use a U-disc, aka a USB drive. So that's definitely a plus over any printer that I've had so far. I know a lot of people were asking about like the FL Sun Super Racer that was supposed to have that, but it didn't. This one actually does. So this one takes USB drive, micro SD, and regular USB A inputs. So I don't know if I want to go through all that and unbolt all this stuff. This is a lot of stuff to unbolt. So I think we're just going to let it fly, and if it burns down, we'll burn down. So all right. This I wanted to go and check with. So it looks like we do have better couplings than most do. This is a snap-on style drive. It looks like a Creality style hot end. That's kind of interesting. Or as I know them, as a Creality style. So yeah, it is. You know, I'm used to USB because I use resin printing for most of my stuff. But it's always nice to see that added in there over most. So it's not something you would ever think you would need on a 3D printer. But like I said, after using USB drives on resin printing, I've just kind of had a collection of them. So looks like they kind of went like the old. Oh, who had this? Well, I mean, it's kind of like the Anycubic Viper that's right there, where it has the connector on the hot end. It's like that. I want to say Artillery was the one to first do that type of setup. So it's kind of like that hot end. Let's go ahead and get our stuff set up here. Oops. Hopefully I don't break that bed. But hey, it wouldn't be a live stream if we didn't break something, right? What kind of live stream would it be if everything went okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and just clip that right away. By the way, if you guys are here, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and, you know, keep chatting away. And that way, you know, everybody can benefit from this, mostly the channel. All right, so like I said, we just got a pair of ESD-10 tweezers. Kind of nice to have so you can clip stuff off the hot end. The hot end does have a sock on it, so that's kind of nice to have as well. You don't really see that on printers too much. There's very, very few out there that actually have that on there. Let me, hold on. I gotta get my live stream set up here. Hold on. Where are you? Facebook. Got some people asking for the stream, so we're just gonna pass it along here. Oops. Okay, sorry. Break anything yet? No, I haven't broken. What's up, Steve? How's it going, man? No, haven't broken anything yet. Just getting prepared, but you know, it's still an early live stream, so that can possibly happen. You know, as you know, it's never a live stream without us breaking something. So, all right. So there are pretty nice, colorful, detailed instructions, but how detailed and how good they actually are, we'll have to see. But there is a lot of different things here. Good Lord. I don't think this is actually like, there we go. There's the actual instruction. So what is this? This is just screen information. Okay, so it basically tells you everything. So one of the things that I did notice that I really like about this machine is that it's a dual. So it's a touch and it's got an encoder. So for those who like the encoder style, me personally, you know, there's that you can use the knob, but there's also the touch, which I kind of also like. But on regular FDM printers, they're a little bit slower than resin printers because they use a little bit more memory than FDM printers, or a little more, whatever. Sorry, I was away for 2 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and get this all set up here. Yeah, basic setup for packing list. chassis, gantry, hot end, screws and tools, SD card and card reader, rack, nozzles. I'll be honest, I don't think I saw any nozzles unless they're packaged away somewhere else. Unless they're in the screws kit. I didn't see any extra nozzles here, bud. You lied. There's only supposed to be one extra nozzle. I do not see. I do not see. You guys trick me. What's up, Ron? How's it going? Let's see. Power cable, data cable, which we will never ever use. Filament, so on and so forth. So, like I said, the printing size is 310 by 340. Basically, filament, it can do PLA, it says, but you can pretty much do PLA, PETG, and probably ABS if you had a proper enclosure for it. So, slicing is compatible with Cura, Repetier Host, which I've never ever used. Simplified 3D. So I usually use Simplified 3D, so that'll be nice if we have a setup on here already for it, but I highly doubt it. So let's go ahead and get our stuff installed. So basically it's telling us to install the uprights, the gantry, and go from there. Oh, there's the nozzle. We found the nozzle. I didn't see it hidden in there. All right, so we're going to do the gantry, and we're going to do M5 by 8. That's 5 by 50. So they do include a spare screw set. Now, I will say that they did tell me that something was off on the description here. So let me just make sure that we're good. The screw bag is labeled as step 3, but it should be step 2. Well, step 3 is rack installation, so I'm not sure where they're coming from. Oh, unless, okay, never mind. Maybe they're talking about step 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4 steps in that step 1. Not a biggie. Okay, so M5 by 8. We are going to do 8 screws total, so they're 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, so this is a similar setup to like the Fucos printer, just obviously it's a larger scale printer. So we're going to go ahead and put that off to the side, put that up there. And let's get our proper tool out here. Oh, that's lovely. That's a wrench. That's a first for me. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Remember back in the, say, when some printer companies... Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember back in the day, you used to have to rummage through everything, especially like when I moved to G-Tech. G-Tech was the first company that I noticed that did that, and I was like, wow, these are all nice and labeled. Like, here I was, putting together a 9-hour printer, or a printer that took me 9 hours. And basically, yeah, it was a disaster. So, now that I'm thinking about this kind of reminds me a lot of the Mingda D3 Pro. Only the finest of Chinese Yoma. Absolutely. I got my son into Tinkercad, and so now he's modeling up this and that, and so he's wanting me to print, all these guys that he's modeling. He's doing like Plants vs. Zombie. If you guys follow me on TikTok, I do a lot of stuff on that, and yeah, that's some stuff that he's been proud of to do. So kind of cool. All I did was kind of show him like some basic stuff on Tinkercad, and he took it from there. He's already a step ahead of me in terms of designing. I did some basic shapes, took some designs, made them my complete own. So it's a banana hexagonal key. Yeah, evidently it's the new wavy key. Everything in one bag, just figure it out. Yeah, I definitely don't miss those days. Let's just say that. So I'd prefer not to go back to that. I'd pay the extra to not go back to that. I always loved the instructions where it like skipped things, and you were like, "Okay, but where does this part go?" And they didn't tell you. Creality was notorious with that when they first started coming out with their printers. ANOT was just as bad. So far, setup has been pretty smooth. So we have 8 screws, 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 screws total. And the only reason why we have the added screws is for the hot end part, which is it's not terrible. So basically it tells us, all right, we set up the carriage. Now we got to plug in the hot end, and those are probably going to be these M3x6. One thing I wish that they would have had on this is a flexible bed. Oh, Trunksy, don't even get me started with that one. I had an X5 SA. Good Lord. That was a disaster of a printer. I mean, the X2 is just as bad too, but good God. Do I have to use the banana one? No, thankfully I don't. Yeah, Trunksy was horrendous with that. All right, so on here, how do we install this? So we have 2 screws on the top there, and then one that's straight through. Is that how that goes? Is that how they want me to do it? Please don't tell me I gotta disassemble this thing. I really hope not. So supposedly, oh, okay. So you go through the back. Gotcha. That's why I was like, because I saw the screw holes on the back here, and I was like, they don't want me to go through the front, do they? Thinking, it would go on that way, but no, we're good. It's all good. Same with Trunksy. Nice little catch on. What's going on? Come. This is gonna be fun. I'd rather have a snap-on connection than trying to do a screw-on connection, to be honest. Because these screws are really, really small, and I'd hate to lose them. Even though I have extra screws, I don't know if they provided extra small screws of this. Let's see if they did. Nope. They provided everything but that. That's awesome. All right, so now we're done with 2. Just wondering what printer you're working on today. Yeah, so it's the BIQU B1 SE. We're triple streaming right now. We're doing through the Facebook group, through my Akuma Mod's YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, all the information is provided below. So if you guys are looking to purchase one of these, I do have affiliate links listed below in the description there. So, all right. This has a filament runout sensor, I guess, too. So I do see it there. All right. So we hooked that up, so now it tells us to hook up the tube and everything. We're going to move this down, actually. So that's smooth moving. Not bad at all. All right, so that's all set up. Now we need the filament guide, or not the filament guide, the filament holder. I'm going to go ahead and set this up. Put that through there. I'm surprised I didn't go with the quick connect like everybody else has done, just because it's cheaper. But this is actually kind of a nicer one. It went back to the older style. Go ahead and put this. I have this on the back side, on the front side. They don't really show you, so I'm guessing it's going to be on the front side. All right, so that's all set. What stepper drivers does this printer have? So that's actually a very good question. It says that it has silent drivers, but it doesn't necessarily say if it's 2208s or 2209s. Given the board that is inside here, though, I believe they are 2209s. My only worry, if they are going to provide a dual Z kit with this, is if you guys do or do not know, Z and E, you really shouldn't have 2208s or 2209s on it. There's just too much weight and there's too much action going on those two areas to provide the proper steps on those drivers. So really those should be 4998s, right? For power. Now you can use 2208s and 2209s. They'll be okay. But if you're pushing your machine or anything like that at any point in time, we're doing back-to-back multiple prints that are long, they will tend to overheat and you will get some missteps here and there. So you tend to see that a lot with like the under 3s because they're 2208s or 2209s all around. But on top of that, those boards are also garbage too. So they're single layer copper boards. So they don't provide very good heat dissipation on them. So all right, so we got our rack on, and now we just need to install some wiring. So now, easy part. So not too bad of an install. Like I said, everything's pretty much straightforward. My only biggest worry about it, like I said, is that single Z. Now, I say that, but I mean, look at the CR10. The CR10 has worked perfectly fine with the single Z. Now, there is this dual Z version of it, the CR10S, but that's, like I said, it has worked just fine without that. So, you know, it's been shown that printers don't necessarily need dual Zs. It just makes it a little more stable of a printer. So it's kind of like an extra additive thing. So this is ridiculously long, this power cable for the hot end. Okay. Yeah, that is insane. Good Lord. All right, let's go ahead and hook up all this stuff. So we have our E motor. X motor. We have our filament runout sensor. And then we have our end stop. Trying to intertwine here. There we go. Aesthetically, this end stop kind of looks okay. Hey, how's it going? BQ's in the house. Into his house. What's up, BQ? Thank you for the lovely printer, and we're just about ready to get it set up here and start printing in a second. So I'm just going through step 5, fixing the line. Okay, I see where you guys have that, and you have it set up. So we're going to go ahead and fix the line. So actually, we need to uninstall this because this goes under, not over. Okay, so I see what you guys are doing here. Definitely could use some 3D printed clip right there to make it look a little bit better. I'm not too keen on zip ties, but I understand how you guys are doing this. Okay. So there's that. Then we have zip tie. So basically, we want to make sure we have this all the way off to the side there. And zip tie this. So that way, we're right here. Okay. So now this kind of actually shows it like that. Which I guess is okay. Not going to be terrible about that. That's not too bad. I can deal with that. Let's clip that and clip that. Make it look nice and pretty. Oh, another BQ person just showed up. Maybe time for me to jump on PC, hate YouTube on mobile. I agree. I'll be honest, I'm not even on YouTube. I'm actually on StreamYard. What is the main processor on this 3D printing motherboard? It is a ReArm STM VTI. So it actually shows on the website here, and I can actually show you guys off, but it's got a Cortex M4. It's a 32-bit board. I believe it is Big Tree Tech's specific board. So it's not a board that like nobody knows about it. Big Tree Tech is known for their boards on the community. Everybody and their brother uses the Big Tree Tech board at some point. So all right, so power is on. Voltage I saw is already set to 115, so we're good. Filament installation, and we are pretty much good to go. I got everything else set up here, so we're ready to rock and roll, peeps. Let's get this bed on here, and that's pretty much it. Hold up, though. Hold up. I know I'm missing a step. Before we move any farther, I know there's one step that I'm missing. Okay, so there's one step that I missed. So there's two screws, two very, very long screws. So they went above and beyond this printer. So as you saw, we put 4 screws on each side of this, and then there's a singular long screw that goes in there that, you know, just kind of tighten everything up. It's not necessarily needed, but it's nice to see that they added that as a safety precaution. So this screws directly into the extrusion rail. So this is going to be very, very good structural wise. All right. Now we're all good. Now we are good. Let's install the bed. Get our power ready. This is a beefy cord, man. This is not what I usually get with 3D printers. Like, this is actually a beef of a cord. Usually it's like 14 gauge. This feels like it's 12 almost. I don't think it really says, but this is a solid solid setup. Oops. Breaking things. Sort of. All right, now we're good. Okay, let's get this bad boy on. Oh, you know what? This is the newer one. So how can I tell the difference between the older hex style and the newer hex style? The older hex style looks like this, where it's kind of a glass plate. That looked kind of freaky with that. And then the new ones are like flat. They're matte. No pun intended. We're going to go ahead and put that on. Now, this is a step that I don't believe is on here that I can tell. So there is one step I don't think is added on here because these usually come pre-done, but that's fine. What's up, guys? How's it going? Thanks for joining. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you guys are new. Question for the BIQU team. What is the warranty on the printer? That is actually a very, very good question. It's not a question I usually ask because if something breaks, I usually end up fixing it myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to place these in opposite corners. So I'm going to place one in the front here as a setup. And then we're going to place one in the back right. Now, I already noticed that this bed is wobbly. So we're going to have to adjust the bed knobs. Okay, all good. Simple adjustment, nothing major. I've definitely had a lot worse, you know, on Creality printers. Anyway, at least there's no rollers that have flat spots on it that I can tell or anything like that. So we're doing good so far. Okay, so that is the printer bed. We're all set up here. We have power on it. Like I said, one of the cool things also about this printer is that it's dual. So not only does it have a touch screen, it also allows you to use the encoder on here as well, which I really, really dig. At least that's what I can tell. I guess not. Guessing that's the restart button. I guess to an extent you can use the encoder, or maybe there's an area where you gotta enable it. So let's go to settings. I'm going to turn off the beeping if I can find it. Silent. Okay. So very, very nice screen setup. Very basic. I've seen this screen before. I've used it. Again, this is very close to like the Mingda printers that I have, the Mingda D3 Pro. That is very similar setup to that printer. Let's check the belts, make sure we're good. I wish they had an adjustment on here. They have an adjustment on here. That's great. But this is the more important one that usually has issues. So I wish we had an adjustment on that. At Matt Kumamods, glad you are building this 3D printer on a desk, because I've seen some people do like things where they are building 3D printers and carpets not as, yeah. That's one thing I will never ever do is build them on like a carpeted area. This is like a plastic top. And the thing is I even coat this with a like a static guard, because I do have some static electricity that comes off of me from time to time from just running upstairs and downstairs and have an animal. So I do have that, because with the resin printing, it kind of suctions to these hoods. So exactly. So in and out, very busy. That should have said live stream. Sorry, using additive text. No worries. I understood what you were talking about. So anyway, let's get this set up. Should we use their included filaments, or should we grab some new stuff? Oh, you know what? We can grab some new stuff, because guess what? They also sent some really nice packaged filaments with this. Now, these are both PLA, and I really, really dig these packagings. So they're really, really eye-catching, at least for me. They have like very futuristic feel, Tron vibe to them. And I'm a big fan of Tron, you know, that kind of the disc right there. So they sent me olive green or sky blue. So I'm going to let you guys decide what filament we should load in there. Should we load the BIQU PLA matte olive green or the PLA premium sky blue? So let's see what you guys decide, and we'll go off of that. So one is matte and one is premium. So I'm guessing this is PLA plus. Now, I'll be honest, I've never used a matte filament, but I know for sure that that's probably going to ruin that nozzle, because matte just sounds like it's going to be an abrasive material, you know. 205 to 220, 30 to 60. Sky blue, yeah, I think sky blue is going to be the winner there. As much as I'd like to try the olive green, and yes, that would be really, really cool to do some military or army stuff, I think the sky blue would be a little bit better. But yeah, I absolutely love this packaging. I'm curious to see how the actual filament is going to look. It looks the same, which is, oh, that's a nice color. So sky blue's the winner. Matte's not abrasive. Okay, I just figured it would be, because that just sounds like it's an abrasive. So sky blue won, and this is a very, very nice blue. I like this a lot. That's a nice color. And like I said, the wow, that is really nice. I like that. I really, really dig that. That whole signage. Your guys' whole new persona is really, really nice. I like that. I wish you guys kind of continued that with your machines and had like this whole Tron vibe going on. Like if you guys had that, oh, it'd be awesome. I would absolutely love that. Blue, you can start your font frame of your light box. It's a long print though. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I'm obviously going to set up the test print on this, but I'll definitely get that box print going once we're done with the test print. So let's go ahead and load this bad boy up. Always make sure you have your filament tensioned as much as you can, because any time that you get any little bit of no tension, you're going to have problems with it. Filament path is very, very nice and straight. It goes from the filament runout sensor directly into the metal extruder. So, and it looks like they're using the same style setup as everybody else for their auto bed leveling system. So that's another thing that this includes for the $300 price range. Even at $350 with what it's at, if there wasn't a $50 coupon right now, for $350, this is a good buy. Like, it's a CR10 basically. It's an all-in-one. It's got Capricorn tubing, which I'm sure is a knockoff, but still, that means you can print at higher temps, so you don't have to worry when you're printing PETG. It's got a filament runout sensor, and it's got auto leveling. So those are two main things that pretty much all printers should have on them nowadays. Like, filament runout sensor is a fantastic thing to have. An auto bed leveling system should just automatically come on every single printer nowadays. There's no reason why it shouldn't, in my opinion. It's very, very minimal cost that you can easily pass on to the customer. So for anybody that's building a machine that's watching this stream, put an auto leveling sensor on it, put a filament runout sensor. It's two simple things. They don't cost that much. I know they don't, because they use like the lowest ones. So does it come with an SD card? Yes. It actually comes with a USB drive as well, which you can also use a USB drive. So if I wanted to use a micro USB SD card, which it takes, I don't have to use that. I can also put it in a full-size SD card, put it into that, and use it as a USB drive as well. So that's what's really cool about this. So hopefully they got the files on here. If not, we'll throw it on the computer and see what files we have. It's a little hard to get that on there. All right, so let's go to media inserted, maybe? No, menu. Print, duh. So it has onboard SD and UDISC. So we put it in UDISC. Models, okay. So we already have some G code. So should we do the Cub Bank or Pokemon? What should we print first with this? It's good for people like me with sausage fingers. I'm always losing micro SD cards. That's one of the things that I loved about the Anycubic Viper is it's a full-size micro SD card, or a full-size SD card. I keep saying micro. So yeah, so let's see who wants the Cub Bank. I'm not sure what that is, or Pokemon. I'm guessing it's going to be Pikachu because that's usually the go-to. So I got one for Pokemon. Any other takers? 2 out of 3 type thing. Pokemon. There's 2. Let's one more for Pokemon. Pokemon. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna hold off there because what we're gonna do is we're gonna home this and then we're gonna do some auto leveling. So this is one thing that a lot of people don't understand. They just go directly to auto leveling. You should actually home your printers to make sure all your axes are working. So we're going to go ahead and home everything and make sure everything is working at that end. Very, very slow. We're going to take a drink. And yes, I'm well aware that Coke is very bad for you. You guys can tell me until I'm blue in the face. That's not something I'll ever let go. I'll be honest. I'm addicted to it. So it's even bigger than the CR10 Smart. I'm not sure how big the CR10 Smart is, But if it's 300, 300, 340, then yeah, by 10 millimeter. So scrubbing with IPA doesn't work. Does this motherboard have connection for LED lights to be connected to it? I'll be honest, I'm not too in tune with FDM printer boards. I'd have to take a look at that at another time because that would require me to open up the bottom and actually look at everything. But we'll probably end up doing that because, as somebody stated, some of the power wires, I guess, were loose on somebody else's unit. So we're going to take a look at that after we're done, and go from there. Comes with a large build volume. Yes, it does. So for the price, this is actually a pretty good, decent printer. You got a touchscreen, you got auto leveling, you got a filament runout sensor. Glass bed, I can pretty much let that be. I'll probably end up putting a flex plate on here if I end up keeping it around for a long time. It doesn't look all that great like this. I wish they had something to cover that, but that's an easy mock-up in, simplified 3D, or not simplified, Tinkercad or Fusion. I'm sure somebody can mock that up and put a cover over that. But that's really about the only nice appearance about it. But it's a 3D printer. As long as it works, it works. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a preheat. So they do have PLA, PETG, and ABS. So we're going to do PLA. It says 260, 250, and 70 for PETG, and 230 and 100 for ABS. I would usually have ABS running a lot hotter than that, at least on the hot ends. So we're gonna heat this up, and we're gonna do an auto leveling system because you want to level it while it's heated, because 9 times out of 10 when you're printing, you're going to be printing this hot. So if you level it while it's cold, if it even allows you to do it, I didn't even check to see if it does. You don't want to level your printer, auto level your printer while it's cold, because you're going to get a separate reading to when it's heated up, because as we all know, stuff expands and contracts when it's heated and cooled. So CR10 is 300, 300, 400. So there you go. It's a little bit less on the Z heights, but you got 10 millimeter on each way on the build plate. So it's a little bit bigger. So you really got to figure out what you want. But again, I know the CR10 Smart has auto leveling, doesn't it? And it's got a filament runout sensor. So I believe it also has a touchscreen. So really you have to weigh your options. Me personally, I'm not a big Creality fan. I know their CR10 line is completely different than their Ender line, at least their Ender 3 line. So, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. So, some Big Tree Tech motherboards do have a connection for LED lights to be connected. So this would be their newest one that allows USB drive. So I'm not exactly sure what board is in it. I'd have to take a look and see exactly what is inside here. But I would guess that they do have that on there. Maybe BQ can chime in there and let you guys know. You may want to have some... What? You may want to have some ferrules in case it would be solder wires. Oh, I have a whole connection kit right underneath here. I bought that, and I've had crimp connectors, so I'm good to go. I know that's a main thing on a lot of these boards, a lot of these printers, because you got to think they're manufacturing, so they got to be in and out as quick as possible. So they have one person literally soldering all the wires to everything, and then people just slide them in, screw them down, and move on their way. Just because it makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to do it. So I understand the reasoning behind it. It's terrible for the long run because it can destroy a board because of the electrical disturbance, I guess you can call it, in there. I know there's more of a technical term for it, but yeah. Soldered wires and power connectors are not good, ever. But I understand from a manufacturing perspective why it happens. So Most people don't need 400 millimeters anyways. That's, in my opinion, 350 is good enough. This is at 340, so it's right there. That's more than enough. Because let's be honest, when you get a larger printer, most of the time you're going to be printing helmets. That's more or less what you're going to be doing. Now, I'm not saying that's all you're going to be doing, but most of the people that have larger printers, that's what they're printing on. So, sorry I missed the height. Yeah, 340. Sucks big time and has problems. Well, that's typical Creality, so it doesn't really, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. In the instructions, it states RGB upgrades, so I think it does have the capability. Really? Okay. Canadian maker project, yep, it cost about $150 more than this one. So that's actually a good point then. So if the CR10 Smart costs $150 more than this, because right now, like I said, on Amazon US, it's $350 for this machine, and there's a $50 coupon off for it right now. So that means it's only $330 when it's all said and done, at least for me, lovely Illinois taxes. So let's say it's $330. That's a pretty good deal. I've had machines that are, like the Viper size that are $300. They have dual Z, but that's about the only thing that's I guess kind of the crutch of this printer. But again, going back to the original CR10, that's lasted for years. People have had issues with it, but I mean, that's Creality, but this seems okay. But I think Andrew stated, or Non-Fam, one of the two, stated that there's going to be an upgrade kit. So with that extra money that you save, you can do an upgrade kit, and you're still under a CR10 Smart, and it's probably just as good as the printer, if not better, because this definitely already has a better board than any printer on the market. I can tell you that right now, that comes out of the factory. Not what I mean factory is on a mass production level. So all the brand names, Anycubic, Creality, you name it. Everybody except for Prusa, because I don't really even consider Prusa as a large manufacturer, but they do produce a lot of machines. Okay, so basically it does everything that the Smart does. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do leveling, and we're going to do auto bed leveling. Now, this does also have baby stepping. Please clean the nozzle. Okay, we can go ahead and do that. Where's our tweezers? Okay, so we clean the nozzle. So it does preheat to level. So it preheats to 140 on the nozzle, which is good. The reason why you want it at a lower level is because then it's not spitting out little nubs. That's what I have an issue with on that leveling system, is because when you level it and you have it preheat, usually I do a preheat and then I do a leveling. What happens is that stays at that preheated time frame. So that becomes an issue because I get little blobs everywhere. So I can easily take it off because I do have my tweezers right here. So here's the tweezers that came with the machine. So I always make sure that I have that. But that's good that it brings it back down to 140, so that way it can auto level. But it's just, that's kind of, I gotta change the way that I do things, because like I said, I usually do preheat, then auto level, then start to print. Now I got to do auto level, preheat, then start to print. So not terrible. They took the time to actually think about use and still keep it in budget for a big 3D printer. What is great from a manufacturer. I agree. Now, I know some people don't particularly like Big Tree Tech or BIQU as a company, and that's fine. I personally have the same type of views on Creality and their printers and what they do and how they sell things and how they market things to a specific person. And that's how I will say marketing is one thing that Creality does very, very well. So, But yeah, I just wish that it was not so predominant in the community. Now, this is very strange because usually it starts at the front left here, and then it goes across, and then that way, and then that way. This is doing it completely different. So it's going to the back, going on the edge, and then I think it'll go back up, then come back down, then go back up, and then it'll finish. So it's a little goofy. But it is working. And it is doing it twice, so it's getting the proper reading. And it's doing fast probing, actually. That's pretty quick. It's faster than a BL Touch. This has got a lot of points on it. I wonder how many points. It's got 36 points. Whoa. That might be a little much, but that'll definitely get you accuracy, or at least it should. We'll find out how good this bed is. So, the only thing that I was okay with Creality is the resin printers. And funny enough, I come to find out that they don't even make any of their resin printers. They're all rebranded from another manufacturer that I accidentally found out about when they gave me their Hallett Sky. And I work closely with the Hallett Sky with them, even still now. But it's just hysterical that somebody puts it out there. 6x6. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of points. It's not the end of the world, but it probes quick. So it's funny, that probably probes 4x4, and it does it in probably this will probe in half the time that probes 4x4. So, but either way, I'm fine as long as it's level, and I don't care how long it takes. It's definitely faster than a BL Touch, so we're already good on that one. I absolutely am not a big fan of BL Touch. Two more, and then we're good to go. My printer is half Ender 3 Pro, half Big Tree Tech. That's probably most of the people I know that had Ender 3 printers. Okay, so we're ready to rock and roll. ABL is good. We'll double check our baby stepping. We're going to do a preheat again to get that back up to operating temperature, and then we'll start our Pokemon print. But better to probe too much than too little. I agree. And what's nice is they do fast probing on this. So that is nice because I know that worries a lot of people. But fast probing, it still works. I would rather have a 6x6 fast probe than a BL Touch on here that does a 4x4 and does normal probing, because BL Touch just takes forever to probe. One of the many reasons I absolutely hate it. So, but yeah, so far this is looking to be a nice printer. My biggest plus on this is the USB. The USB ability, that is something that has been needed for 3D printing forever. And now that we have it, it's fantastic. I absolutely love that because there's so many possibilities that you can use on that. Like, you can use a remote storage system with a Raspberry Pi Zero and set that up on there. Now, I know that I want to say it is Big Tree Tech. In fact, I might even have it around here. But somebody had a board, and it kind of worked. I only used it for a couple times, but somebody gave me a board once, and it basically was a wireless SD card in a sense. So, and I say it kind of works because it transferred it, but it took a little while to do it. So, all right, so we're heated back up. So we're going to go ahead and go to our prints. We're going to go to UDisk. So we have Cura 4.8. We're not even going to install that because, well, we have 4.10 right now. Installation tutorial for BIQU. That's fine. And then our models that are pre-sliced. So just double tap the Pokemon, and it's going to set up the temps already. Now, will it have the G code to auto level, or is it just going to go? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see here. Can we go back? There we go. Baby step. So we are a little off on this side, I think. So it is not 100% level on this side, this front corner. It's too close on this front corner here. It'll still print, but you guys, I wish I had a camera that I can show up close. Here, let me take a picture of it and show you guys. We'll do getaway. Yeah. There you guys go. So you can kind of see it's ghosting in the front left corner there. That means it's too close to the nozzle in that corner. So I don't know if we just didn't get a good probe on that, or there's just a little bit of bed warping, which is a possibility. These beds do tend to warp all the time. But again, it will print. It's just going to be a little close on that side. So it'll be little elephant foot on that side. So I'm not too worried about it because that whole side is pretty good. We're going to have to, I know what it is. It's the gantry. Sagging gantry. One of the downsides of a single Z-axis. At first, I thought it was the bed, but nope, it's definitely the gantry. Whew. We are way too close. All right, we're going to stop this really quick because we are ghosting on the right side. Strain gauge. Thank you for your support. Stephen, I have 2 SKR Mini 3 V2s. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I'm stopping the print right now because the back half here was straining a little bit. So we're gonna take that off and try this print again. Okay. Strain gauge. So just wanted to let you guys know this is what it looked like. That's why I took it off there, because I can probably get that to work, but I just wanted to be on the safe side and get it all ready. Like, we probably could have squished that down and clipped off that little piece and it would have been fine, but we'll try it again, see how it goes. A little closer on this edge. There we go. That's looking a lot better. There we go. And just like that, I'm pretty sure we fixed it. By the way, BIQU, since you guys are still on here, absolutely love the marketing of the new filament. I love the packaging design on this and the way that it looks. Speaking of which, I wanted to see what this looks like. Yeah, it does kind of looks like olive green. And you guys can kind of see that. There we go. That's a little better. Absolutely love that. That's probably the best filament I've seen in terms of a box and the actual filament, how it looks. I like that a lot. So it does say here, BIQU PLA premium filament. Printing materials after improvements of toughness and fluidity. It provides ease of printing with good mechanical properties, which is good for product design, toys, cosplay, prototyping, and any aesthetic models. So that's kind of cool that it gives the information. Plus, it gives you the temperature readouts for what you need for the hot end of the bed, what printing speeds you should be printing at, and basically all kinds of the stuff. Now, one thing that I will say is that it does say like 1.75 and then 2.85, which, yeah, that's kind of hard to have on there because you're going to probably end up confusing somebody. We'll have a cover finished in about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll send to you for the X. Do you want a zip tie mount on it? What are you talking about for the cover? Cover for the X. Oh, the switch. Oh, well, that's awesome, Andrew. Yeah, go ahead and I don't think I need one. I don't think I need a zip tie mount. Nah, it'll be okay. That's a thin piece of wire. There's no need to have that zip tied. But yeah, so just to throw some things out there, some good and some bad that I see. In terms of the printer as a whole, it's a really good buy, even at the $350 price range that it's currently at. With what you get a 32-bit board, touchscreen with a rotary encoder, which I haven't. Maybe I shouldn't be playing with that. The rotary encoder does work. So instead of doing an increase and decrease, you can use the rotary encoder, but you still have to go through like the speeds and the flow and fan and nozzle and everything else like that. But it does work. So the rotary encoder works not the way that I had thought it would, but it's still incorporated in it. So that's kind of cool. I wish it was more like you can use either or. That's what I wish it was, but in a way it kind of works that way. But that's about the only like major flaw that is that. But the screen is very, very nice. It's very vibrant, very colorful. So it kind of shows you what's what. Stop is red, increase is green, decrease is yellow. I wish that was red more or less. Temperature is orange. That can be whatever color you want. Nozzle, different settings, so on and so forth. The lack of a dual Z is one thing I would say is a downfall of this printer. The more aesthetic look, like I said, for the X gantry here, I wish there was a cover on that. But apparently there will be a cover soon enough. So that's two things, at least right out the gate, that I've seen so far. A third thing is you guys provide a knob here, but not a knob here. I wish that was again, a kind of a standard thing on all printers is that there was a knob for the X belt on there, or Y belt, whatever it is. I always forget which is X and which is Y. But basically, those are the three downfalls, which are take it or leave it. The worst one is the not the dual Z, but apparently they're making a kit for it, and if they even sell this at the $350 price range with a dual Z, that would definitely be a pretty hard printer to beat. The board, I know, like I said, a lot of people are kind of so-so with their boards. My buddy Tim, he likes to dog on them. Hey, that's his thing, but they work. That's really what it comes down to. I haven't seen anybody have major issues with them that I've seen on my group or any other group. So they do work. This one happens to be the newer one, so it has the USB ability on it. That is an absolute awesome upgrade. I would love that on any printer. Just an instant, like, you sold me on the printer right there. The glass bed, can take it or leave it. It works, but I prefer flex plates nowadays. But I understand, not everybody has the ability to get flex plates. I would think it might be actually cheaper to ship with the printer. It's less of a hassle packaging it because it's non-breakable, really. It's definitely lighter by probably a pound, if not 2 pounds. So, I mean, really, that depends on what you guys want to do. But, yeah, that's really about the only, like, major gripes, like I said. Auto leveling is great to have. I do see that there is 4 screws on the side of this this hot end mount, which makes me believe that there might be a future attachment for something like a laser, which would be really, really cool. Again, I haven't really looked too much into this printer besides what I see on Amazon, but so far so good. It's a really, really nice printer. It checks all the boxes off for a first time printer, and it is a nice printer for the price. Capricorn tubing, which means you can print PETG right out of the box and not have to worry about it, because as you guys may or may not know, the standard white tubes that usually come with these printers, they break down at 230. So if you consistently print over 230, you're probably going to have a clog or a bad day in general trying to get that stuff out of there. You're going to probably end up having to replace the entire tube plus the couplers because you can't get the tube out. So that's really all I got to say about it. I mean, it's your typical enclosed printer. Everybody's kind of going this way. And that's really about it. There's not too much else to say about it. Like I said, for $350 as of right now, with a $50 coupon at $300, you can't beat this price for the size and what it offers for you. So, like I said, sold on the USB drive alone. That right there. That is just awesome. I love that. But we have a fan to cool the board. We have a power supply. I'm sure it's just a cheap power supply, nothing spectacular. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Touchscreen, take it or leave it. I'm okay with it because I use it on resin printers. Does have a metal extruder. It has filament runout sensor. Has an auto leveling system. Has I believe it said dual cooling fans. So there are two 4015s on the sides here that bring out the fan in here for proper cooling. So you do get that. You got a nice fan right up front. Nice hot end. I like the way that it looks and the way that it's designed. It's very basic and straightforward. Yeah, that's really all about it. There's not too much to the printer itself. It's as we can see, it's printing well. We had a little bit of a hiccup there just because the gantry sagged a little bit on the right side, but we pushed it up, tightened it down, and it's good. Didn't even have to re-level. It already got the leveling. So we're good. As long as it stays that way, I'll have no problems with this printer. So yeah, we'll let that print for a little bit, and then we'll keep you guys on. What time is it right now? It's almost 10:30, so maybe we'll let this go for about another half hour. I think that'll be good enough for you guys. That'll be right at the 2-hour mark. I think that's good enough for a live stream. Yeah, that might be a little bit over, but we'll get this print mostly finished up in that amount of time. Let's see. Does it tell me print time is 1%? So it doesn't necessarily say how long it's going to take, but you will get 2 glass beds if you order the B1 SE Plus. Yes. So link down in my description. They are having a deal right now where you buy 2 glass beds and the BIQU B1 SE Plus on Amazon, and there's a code that's provided below. If you guys purchase this printer, you can order that in 2 glass beds, and you get $50 off with that code. So basically, you get 2 free glass beds on that. Plus, there's that $50 coupon that's already on there. So, so that's nice to have. But make sure you act fast, because as far as I can tell, there's only 15 left in stock. Let's see. Did anybody buy anything on this? Let's take a look here. Let's see if there's still 15 left. 14 left. Somebody bought one. So that's cool. I don't know if they bought one through me, but they definitely bought one. So, so yeah, let's go through some information here. What it's talking about. Wide compatibility. Big Tree Tech support Marlin, RRF firmware. 3D printer making a variety of quality 3D printer scenarios, such as personal customization. Okay, yeah, DIY space, Raspberry Pi. So that's right. This has got the ability to add a Raspberry Pi inside of it. So that's kind of cool that it does that. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting this to be a bigger printer. I thought this was a smaller printer. Even watching Joel's stream about it, I thought it was a, like Ender 3 style printer. But no, this is definitely a large printer, 32-bit. Let's bring this over here and let's just do some searching on it and see if we can get some more inside info about it. 3D Jake. We'll go to BIQU's personal website. So BIQU also has this available for $299, which that is a fantastic deal. So if you guys want to go through Big Tree Tech or BIQU, their website, they have it for $299 right now. So that is absolutely amazing. That is a steal of a lifetime. Let's see if they have any information here. Basically everything they provided for Amazon. We have the board. Got some print showing off. Some other stuff. Okay, so let's go to description. Auto leveling, 310 by 340, aluminum extruder, 32-bit board, silent printing, filament runout sensor, power loss recovery. I'll be honest, that is just a marketing gimmick. I don't think that's something to be promoting, but a lot of people do. I've never had it actually work. So, modular design. Yeah, I'd say that was pretty good. It wasn't too bad to install. So HD touchscreen. Yeah, it is a very, very nice touchscreen. Better than most of the ones that I've seen. Let's see here. Packs a 32-bit ARM Cortex M4 series main chip control board for faster processing. So yeah, that's definitely going to be faster. Now on here it says dual Z access. So I wonder if they've already upgraded or updated the unit to have dual Z. Because as I see right now, this does not have dual Z. So maybe it's just they're going to start producing them with dual Z now, which will be great. But it definitely does not have dual Z. Sorry, extension interfaces. So it has the ability to fit a Raspberry Pi in it, Wi-Fi module, dual Z access, BL Touch, which, nope, I'm good with the thing that it's got on it. RGB light, so it does have the ability to add that on. And then automatic power down, which that's probably coupled with the Raspberry Pi. BIQU B1 Dual Z. Okay, so the Dual Z upgrade kit. Let's just make sure this is for this one because this is as B1. No, this is for the old one. This is for the smaller one. What's up, Jerry? How's it going? Just checking out the BIQU B1 SE from Big Tree Tech. So far, so good. Not too bad of a printer for the price. You can't really beat it. Hello, we will have a dual Z access upgrade kits for BIQU 1 SE Plus later, and please stay tuned. Yes. It's not on Amazon. I was going to say California, Canada. Yeah, unfortunately, you guys, both Amazon Canada and Amazon UK have some terrible issues with Amazon. Like the Amazon that we know in the USA is like, it's like a Rolls Royce, and you guys are driving a Geo Metro, if anybody gets that reference, like, or a Mazda Miata, you know, like you guys still got stuff, but it's like far slower and less entertaining. So, yeah, they were telling me about Chris had a loose grounding plug on the power. So I'm gonna finish this print. We'll probably end up opening it up and checking it out, but that'll obviously be after the live stream here. I'm only going to be on for another half hour. We're just going to let this print for a little more and just kind of show it off. And that's pretty much where we're going to go. Maybe I can rig up my camera to be on here so we can do a dual video thing. We get screwed in Canada. Yeah. So we were searching. Matt Germain was on here, and we ended up getting him a resin printer because he wanted to get into resin printing. Now, I had Frozen hook me up with a discount. It wasn't much. I think it was like $20 off or something like that when it was all said and done, because UK prices are insanely high because of all the VAT taxes and everything. But we did I say Matt Germain again? Matt German. I'm gonna go to hell for that. I can't stop saying that. Oh God. Oh well, whatever. He knows. So Matt German, we got him a resin printer, and I was gonna be like, oh well, I'm not gonna get you a printer without resin. Well, when I went to go and buy the printer, there was literally not one bottle of resin available in Amazon UK. I'd never seen anything like that in my entire life. Like I can go to Amazon and I can get almost everything that I can get from AliExpress, I can get on Amazon. So it's just weird to see that. And I haven't been on Amazon UK a lot. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I clicked on there, because it's very clickbaity, where it says, hey, you can buy this bottle of resin for, $50 or whatever. You go to click on it and it says unavailable. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's just a color. Nope, click on all the colors. All the 500 mils, gone. All the 1,000 mils, gone. Every other color, gone. So I'm like, great. So there was like only one color one resin available, and it was like pink or red or something like that, something out there. And it was, oh, what's the name? Not Wanhao. Who's the other one that's got the small printer? It's Wanhao. Oh, who's the other brand of Wanhao? God, I can't think of who that is. They have a small printer. It's like an Ender 2. It's got a heated bed. It's very, very small, like 120 by 120. I want to say it starts with an M. I swear I have some of their resin too. Either way. So they were the only company on there that had resin, and it was a red color. And I was like, nah, he's probably going to want to do white. So it's just that. And so, yeah, I was just searching, and everybody was sold out. And I was like, that's just mind blowing that I can't find any resin. I've never seen that in my entire life where I couldn't readily get resin here in the next day or two. Like, I can order this printer right now and have it here Tuesday. That's how ridiculous Amazon is. Like, Tuesday, September 7th. So a week, probably because they need stock. But yeah, if I went to go on Amazon Canada or Amazon UK, it'd probably be like a month before you can get this printer. Just because of how everything works over there. It's just so slow. I guess we in America like to have everything fast paced and get it done and over with. Everybody else takes their sweet time. So we're at 2% now. So yeah, if you guys got any questions about the printer, go ahead and ask. I will say that we will be doing a giveaway for BIQU. They were kind enough to do a giveaway with us. I will provide more details on it, but basically it's a filament giveaway, and we're gonna do a separate video on that and do some filament giveaway on it, and go from there. So big shout out to BIQU for hooking us up and giving that opportunity out to the subscribers of the Akuma Mods YouTube channel. It's not something I've ever had to do before, but they offered it up, and I was like, sure, that's great. Everybody loves to have some stuff given to them for free. So, and as far as I know, I'll have to verify, but it is going to be a worldwide entry. So, I'll, like I said, I'll iron out all the details with BIQU, and we'll do another video probably this week. I'll probably start at the first of the month. Get up. And go from there. And we'll do it the entire month of September, and then October we will announce the winners and go from there. So that's pretty much how we're going to do that. I ordered a 5-watt Comgrow laser head last Saturday to be delivered Monday. They lost it. Now I have to wait until September 2nd. Oh. Yes, we can try to win stuff. Yes. That was the one thing I wanted to make sure, because I know I got a lot of people on here that are in the UK. Really, I'm a lot of my fan base, I guess if you can call it that, followers, so to speak, are mostly in other parts of the world. Like I got a good amount in the US, but there's a lot outside the US. A lot in France too, which that one's kind of strange. I don't see too many people from France talking on here, but hey. And then our second one would be UK, and then third would be Australia. So those are our big three that are over the pond, so to speak. With Canada following close behind that. So looking good so far. Not too bad. I'm trying to think what kind of print this is. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's Bulbasaur, judging by the way that it's set up. It's kind of like a frog pose. So we picked a good filament if that's the case, because, you know, Bulbasaur is mostly blue. So here from Saudi Arabia. Oh, there we go. That's somebody that's way out there. Then thanks for joining the stream. That's definitely mind blowing that people are even from Saudi Arabia. My neighbors were from Saudi Arabia. They moved back there last year. They used to talk about how amazing that place is, and my stepbrother was stationed there a couple of years back, and he's like, it is something different. He's like, it's an experience you will never ever have. Everybody is very nice. The city is super clean. It is just, it's amazing, and it's on a whole other level now compared to when he used to be there. So, like this was probably 15 years ago, the last time that he was visited there. In fact, he gave me a coin set from the City of Gold. So, I just buy some Elegoo resin from Amazon. That's fine. Yeah, they must have stocked the resin like it was literally the day after I bought the printer from Amazon. I went on there and I was like, man, I really need to get him resin. And I need to find out how I can get it to him fast. And my last resort was going to reach out to some people and see if they can get a hookup on it. And I was also going to reach out to Frozen to see if they would send some 4K resin with the Mighty. And yeah, they I didn't even have to do that because when I went on Amazon, it seemed like everything was there. So I was like, what the? Must have been a restocking time frame or something like that. It was just very strange. Like I said, I'd never seen anything like that. Like if something's out on Amazon, it's usually something that's insanely popular and like nobody gets it. So like right now, you know, well, not right now, but before it used to be the Elegoo Saturn, like almost impossible to get. But I can find them in the Netherlands, no problem. So thank you again for the gift. You are very welcome, Mr. Germain. I'll just call you Matt from now on. Mr. Lithophane. There. Mr. Litho. Litho. Litho? Instead of Lizzo, it would be Litho. Yeah, I think we chose a good color. So very, very good. Again, BIQU, I love the packaging. I really, really dig this this new packaging that you guys went with. I really, really enjoy it. And I like that you have the color on here on the PLA, and then it also has the actual color on here. So I'm definitely going to be trying this out. I want to see what this looks like when it's printed because I've never printed a matte filament before. And even though it's not the greatest of colors to be matte, you know, it works. Yeah, I've never reviewed their printer before except for today. I reached out to them about a year and a half ago for the B1, and you know they sent me tons of boards, things like that, and I used them in printers, and then I ended up giving those printers to people, and everybody else has those printers now. Or if I didn't use those printers, I usually just ended up, you know, giving the boards to somebody because I never really messed with them. And finally, they came out, and Joel had talked to them and basically said, "Hey, you know, here's somebody that you can see about asking for help with the reviews." So shout out to my buddy Joe. So we're at 5%. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Bulbasaur. Yeah, I've actually never bought any BIQU products that I'm aware of. I'm trying to think if I did. I might have bought a board way back in the day to try and fix my Ender 3. I did. And I never ended up installing it because I just was done with the Ender 3 at that point. So the board sat here for a little bit, and then it just became obsolete. And it was an older board. It had A4 998 drivers. So back when they were still embedding them on the board, they didn't have them removable. At least I think that was Big Tree Tech. Either way. So doing pretty good so far. So yeah, we got about 15 minutes left. And I'll try and talk my way through this while you guys watch it printing. And we'll basically go through and see what we can do. I'm going to see if I can try and set up a camera. I have my other camera somewhere. Right here. So let's see if we can set this up really quick. I have an uber long cord. Hopefully I don't crash the stream, but if I do, well, then that's the end of the stream. But yeah, we'll see if we can get this going. We should be able to. All right, let's see if we can hook this into something up there. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to stay. Let's see if we get this started up here. Don't think it will, but it'd be awesome if we can. It's not powerful enough, Captain. Oh, I saw it flash. Do we have power? Waiting for blue smoke of the stream crash. Thanks for the confidence booster. Yeah, no. Now I remember why I don't use that. I don't think I have my other camera here anymore. I can see about setting up my real ghetto one. But I doubt this will work. No, that definitely won't. That is regular USB. Where did I put it? Put it back, didn't I? Yes, I did. Classic Game Boy. Where do you see that? classic Game Boy is over there. That's not a classic Game Boy. Oh, no, no. This is a custom GPI case. It's a smaller Game Boy. It's handheld. Uses a Raspberry Pi Zero. But in my case, I have a CM4 kit, which uses a Raspberry Pi 4 board. I do have several of those around, though, like this custom one. That is a Raspberry Pi 4. That is a full Raspberry Pi 4 8 gig. I also have this. That has a Raspberry Pi Zero inside of it. So that's basically what got me into 3D printing is retro gaming systems and people making their own systems. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. So that's what wanted me to get into 3D printing. And I got into filament printing and I was like, wow, this isn't really what I wanted. You know, I wanted more or less like finished product. Like I wanted it to be how you would have it as a injection molded. So that's what led me to resin printing and got onto that. And this is what I sell for it. That specific GPI case, I sell a replacement D-pad because it's garbage. So it is a Dreamcast VMU. It's just got a Raspberry Pi Zero set inside of it. That is exactly what it is. Let's see if we can get this going. I know what's going on with this. There is a problem with it, the USB card. That's what's going on with it. Well, dog, got to need to go out, and I am off to bed. All right, sir. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, we're going to be ending the stream here in about eight minutes anyway, so that'll be more than enough time for me to talk you guys' ears off for a little bit, and yeah, basically go from there. But let's see if we can get this set up here. I don't think it'll work though. Nope, it's not recognizing it. Oh well. So sad. I could try the fancy camera, see if that'll work. I'm sure it will. Oh yeah. So this cord is toast. Connecting via USB. All right, Steven, thanks for popping in, man. Let's see if we can get this on here. I don't think it'll happen. Where is that? So move you guys there. Let's do remote. Yep. This cord is too toast. Maybe not. Although I'm sure as soon as I move it, it's going to disconnect. See you later, guys. Thanks for stopping in. So Prusa and Fucos are going to be much smaller in size. So you got to think about, do you have the space for it? It's not a very big printer. It's 310 by 310 by 340. So it is a good size. But for the price, it's about the same price as a Fucos right now. If you use our affiliate link, which is down in the description, they have a $50 off coupon right now on Amazon. And it is only $300. You know, obviously, when it's all said and done, it's probably like $330. But you get auto leveling, which the Fucos doesn't have. Really, the only thing that the Fucos has over this printer is the fact that it has dual Z. So there's a Z rod here and a Z rod here. This only has a single Z. Not the end of the world, but if you want pure stability, Fucos is definitely a little bit better buy. But in terms of printability, you can print a helmet on here, a full-size helmet. And that's one of the nicer things about it. It's got auto leveling and it's got a filament runout sensor. So I think the Fucos is direct drive as well. So Prusa is pretty much, you know, got all the check marks on it. But the problem with the Prusa is it's got a much smaller build volume, and there's usually a wait for Prusas. So normally it's like 3 weeks for a Prusa to be here and get to your doorstep basically. So, all right, guys, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, so Santana, like I said, for the price that you pay for this, $330 pretty much out the door via Amazon. You can't really beat it. Like I said, it's got auto leveling, it's got a touch screen, it's got a filament runout sensor, Capricorn tubing, everything you could pretty much want. Sort of glass bed. It's more like a textured style bed, but it's lightly textured. And then the build volume. Those are your main key points on this. 310 by 310 by 340. There's nothing in its class right now that can compare to it in terms of price and build volume. So obviously a Prusa is going to be on a whole nother level. Prusas are made to be workhorses, like constantly printing. That doesn't mean that you can't have these printers do the same thing with little upgrades, but you're also paying 2, if not 3 times, depending on if you're getting a kit or the fully built model. A kit is about double the price of this. The fully built model is about 3 times the price of this. I think they're about $1,000 US. A kit is like $750, and I don't even know if that includes shipping or not. But I almost went back to a Prusa, but I don't have a use for it right now. I got too many printers laying around here that I need to get unboxed and set up. But yeah, it's not too bad of a printer. Like I said earlier, we had a little bit of an issue with the sagging gantry. We just kind of pushed it up a little bit while it was printing, tightened it down, and we reset the print, and it was good from then on. And we've been printing ever since. So, and apparently they have some new filament out that's very, very good too. One of the other key points on this printer that I absolutely love, and some people will probably find it minor, it has the ability to use a micro SD card or a USB drive, which I absolutely love USB drives. I've always had a ton of them. I do a lot of resin printing, and all my resin printers take USB drives. So to have that fluidity throughout the whole entire setup and not have to worry about having micro SD cards laying around is just so much better. So awesome. Thank you, Andrew. I will, I'll print that up next. We'll put that on there because this color actually fits very well with like their look, I think. So I think putting that type of color on this printer would be very good. We'll have to look and see if we can print a knob for the X belt, like an X belt tensioner. Again, I don't know if that's X or Y. I always forget. But the tensioner on this side, we'll print one off because that's a 2020 extrusion. I'm pretty sure the Ender 3, the original Ender 3 one that I had on mine will work perfectly fine. So, good night, day, everybody. Akuma Mods, good stream as always. Thanks, Non-Fam. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll catch you later, bud. So, all right, guys. So we're at 11 o'clock here at night. I'm basically going to jump off here. I might come back on as a live stream, just kind of doing a chit chat. But again, keep an eye out on the Akuma Mods YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe this video and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to do a filament giveaway courtesy of BIQU. And we're basically going to iron out all the details there and get that set up. And yeah, we'll probably announce that Wednesday. I'm planning on doing that, and we'll run that throughout September. So, so yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys right now. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them down below, and I will try and get back and reply to you guys. As usual, we'll come back around in about a week's time. When we do some more printing with this printer and basically show you guys some of the prints that we got off it, if there's any issues with the printer that have gone awry, if there's any improvements on it, whatever it may be, we'll tell you our thoughts on it. We'll actually do a proper review on the printer itself instead of just kind of telling you, hey, this is how it is. I can actually have some solid evidence to say, yeah, the printer's good, but there's some issues with it, or the printer's good and you guys should get it, or whatever the case may be. As per usual, we do that with every single printer. We are totally unbiased on our review, no matter what the company wants to say about it. So I'm going to tell you guys how it is, and if there is ever an issue, I'm going to work with the company to see if they can try and fix that issue. But I'm going to let you guys know that, hey, there is an issue with the machine and we're trying to work it out, or whatever it may be. Again, very, very honest review, straightforward. I'm not going to just tell you guys to go out and buy the machine because it's a great machine when in actuality, it wouldn't be a great machine. But so far, so good. Like I said, we have one little hiccup with the gantry. We fixed it. We're printing perfectly fine right now. So that's about the only hiccup we've had so far with the printer. But I don't see it being any other hiccups from now on. So again, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for our actual review, like I said, in about a week's time. So until next time, guys, happy printing.